Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be jumping back down in the charts for XRP, see what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button, I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out today. Right, let's get into this. Right, so XRP paired up with USDT. This is the hourly chart and we are using Binance as our data source. As we can see that we had a bit of a choppy move with XRP for a little while. We had impulsive moves up getting invalidated, we had impulsive moves down being invalidated, and for the most part we're actually completed 5 waves up, and that's actually a pretty good position for XRP right now. And obviously we can talk about what's going on since, right? Because we have seen that this potentially has now completed an ABC correction. So what we actually have here from this 5th wave high, we have a wave 1, a wave A, a wave B, and a wave C just coming down here. And what we can do is we can just do some sense checks, see what the low point was actually looking like, and you can see we actually came down just across a little bit lower than the 1.236, and we're starting to move on up. Now what we're looking for here are 5 waves. Okay, we want to see 5 waves go up, because that's going to basically mirror what was going on this side. Essentially what I'm thinking here is this is a big A wave, this is a big B wave, and then we'll move up into a C wave. That will complete the entire move, the correction, and then we should pull back down quite significantly as we start to go into the daily chart. And I'll talk about that in a moment. We'll get there. Okay, so and this looks like it's coming down for completion, and what I'm really looking for is this there's 5 waves going up. Okay, and this would basically make the entire thing a 5-3-5 structure, so very much a corrective pattern in ABC, and we would expect this C wave, or these 5 waves, to be the same as these 5 waves on this side. So for example, if I take it from the if I actually grab the right tool there, let me grab the fib, we run it from the top to the bottom. Okay, and we move this over to this low point that we've had down here. This would actually then put us about 80 cent. Okay, so that's a little bit on the shorter side of things. Let me just make that a little bit more extended. And this is about there, about 80 cent. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at. That would basically complete the entire A, B, and C structure, and then we break down from here. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. Now, there's no guarantee that we have already finished this correction here. Okay, if I bring the stochastic back into play, you can see that we're already overbought. Bitcoin's overbought, everything's overbought, and they should drop down. And as pretty much as per the Bitcoin video that I did this morning, unfortunately, I think the stock market went green, Bitcoin's gone green, everything's staying up in the overbought area just a little bit more, but it will be coming down. I am pretty confident on that, and therefore I think this might actually just be this correction might not actually be finished here for XRP, right? So instead we have this as an ABC, and then potentially we might end up with another just ABC coming down here just to finish this correction off. And I think what this will actually end up looking like will be effectively this this WXY kind of move. It's a big ABC essentially, however you want to look at it. It's technically a WXY, but I prefer to call them ABCs because it rolls off the tongue ever so easier. So essentially, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Potentially, I'm thinking there's a high probability we'll end up with another ABC down. And then start the 5 waves up, which might change that overall target, you know, from 80 cent to maybe 79 or something like that. And we'll review that closer to the time. But I do think there is some kind of reversal likely to occur here. There's only so much that you can be overbought for. The 4 hourly is actually in a good spot, to be fair. So is the 8 hourly. And the daily's going to have to come down, which will be in line with the weekly. So there is room to continue growing. I just don't think it's probable with this hourly chart without first kind of bringing us back down. Now, it could be really quick. It doesn't actually have to go and do too much damage to the price. If we throw the volume in, essentially what we're actually witnessing now is exactly what we need to see to get this stochastic RSI down. And that's the price is going up, but the volume is decreasing. Okay, so this is telling you that there's not that many people wanting to buy right now. Instead, there was a little bit of an increased pressure here for selling. So the expectation should be that we pull back down before we actually get those 5 waves going higher, and therefore, it might not be 80 cent, it might be 79, but we'll get closer to that as the time approaches. Okay, cool. So that's kind of what's going on with the hourly chart, right? We're seeing a lot of volatility, movements up, movements down. I'm not going to trade anything like this. I'm waiting for seeing some confirmations of reversals, right? And I am expecting 5 waves up, and I think there's going to be some fantastic trading opportunities with that. It's possible that this is the start of it, but I don't think that's very likely. Instead, in fact, I think we're more than likely going to have this as a big A, this is a B, and this is a C coming down a little bit deeper, and then we push on up. Maybe it'll be a flat correction or some kind like that overall. Okay, let's actually now dial this back up into our daily view, because this is actually quite an important one. And what we're actually tracking is this E wave just here, okay, this move. And this is a large A, B, and C structure. In the way that we've got 3 waves going up, 5 waves coming down. In those 3 waves going up, we've got a 5-3-5 structure, which is just a corrective pattern, and which is technically a zigzag ABC. And then we obviously pull back down. Now that pullback down takes us into an E wave low, anywhere between 50 and 60 cents. It's quite broad at the moment because E waves are incredibly unpredictable. But I would be expecting, based on this ABC structure, to come down quite significantly. So if we don't hit that 80 cent range, that's probably going to be the top of this. The likelihood is that we are going to kind of pull back down quite deeply, and our E wave will then be poised, ready for a big move upwards, right? So the traction to the upside. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at here on the daily, right? We need to get this E wave coming in. Now, as I zoom on out and I bring this back in, it's actually an Elliott wave triangle on a much larger scale. Okay, so obviously we're talking about lots of these micro movements, but actually, what does it matter? The bigger picture is where everything really lies, right? So here we can actually see big A wave. We have the Elliott wave triangle in the middle here. This is pretty much running from April 2021 to current. And we're in the last little moment. That last pullback where Bitcoin goes to $35,000 is where I would anticipate this E wave coming down to around that kind of 50 to 60 cent range, and then we blast off up. And hopefully, if we're lucky about it, this might coincide quite nicely with whatever goes on with the SEC and with Ripple. Now, essentially, the first wave doesn't really matter, right? So when we get this breakout of here, wave 1 doesn't generally matter too much. Wave 2 will be fine. It's wave 3, this further wave upwards. This is the one that we really want to have the news around the SEC and Ripple really kind of come out, because that's what's going to drive the FOMO stage of this kind of third wave impulsive move upwards. Then a fourth wave down and a final fifth wave going higher, anticipating about $9.97 by the time we actually finish the pattern here, okay? So this is actually really good news for XRP. There's going to be some last opportunities to accumulate again right down in that 50 to 60 cent range. That hasn't changed. That's still very much on track. And once that E wave is in, we should start to see a good motion out of here. But wave 1 and wave 2, those are still opportunities. Wave 1 for trading, and wave 2 clearly is going to be your last opportunity at discounted rates before you get that surge upwards, right? Which I'm hoping will coincide with Ripple and SEC and all that kind of good stuff. So that's kind of what's going on. Once we actually reach $9.97, in my opinion, that will be the end of it, unless, of course, this bigger structure goes impulsive, which it can do. There's no reason why not. Well, actually, there's one big reason why not. And that is that we have this Elliott wave triangle. So that's the only reason that it wouldn't go impulsive. That being said, we might have to chalk this up to something else if that does happen. Anything is possible in crypto. These are rules that around Elliott wave. They're great, they're fantastic, but they were never designed for crypto. So I do have to, if this goes impulsive, chalk this up as, not technically an Elliott wave triangle, even though it was following a very similar pattern. But that being said, at the moment, it's very much ABC. This is a triangle. It only appears in the B wave or the fourth wave, and therefore that puts us in a really good, strong position, knowing that we have a $9.97 target. Going higher and above that, it absolutely can, but I wouldn't expect it to go anything higher than $62. So chalk that up as to what you will. But I think they can go higher than that. It can, depending on what else goes on with these waves that are moving up here, and we'll be able to analyze that closer to the time. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this video useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.